Okay, I'll tell you just a little bit. This will be a short video, very short video. Just a few things that came to mind about the 1933, 1934, those years. I was about 11 years old, and things were quite different than today, as you know, but around that time, I lived on a street called Bathgate Avenue. It was a shopping street. People came from all over, reasonably all over. Not everybody had automobiles. Hardly anybody did. It was a neighborhood shopping center on both sides of the street, and it was really a very nice place. And I lived on that street, so there were apartment houses above all these stores that were usually hanging out onto the sidewalk with whatever they sold. And, well, you knew everybody. Didn't take long to know all of the merchants around, but I was a kid, and I knew the kids around. And there were, well, let's see, there were Italians, there were blacks about a block away, actually. They had their own area, and actually the Italians had their own area also. I was with the Jewish people, because I'm Jewish. And the apartment house, I suppose, was mostly Jewish. I didn't really know everybody in the whole apartment house, which probably had about 20 families. But what I'm about to mention is some of the picturesque type things that took place that are kind of nostalgic to me when I think about them, and it's hard to forget. Childhood impressions. For instance, the peddlers who were, hawking their wares. I remember that somebody was selling cherries or featuring cherries, would yell out repeatedly all day long, "Airy berry cherry! Airy berry cherry!" And then if somebody was pushing potatoes, "Tatoes! Tatoes!" I guess you can hear that. And, oh yeah, I remember this huge billboard, very unprofessional billboard. Tacked on the billboard was a huge, and I mean huge, pair of bloomers. Some of you new folks may not know what bloomers are. Well, they were the underpants. They were panties in those days. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure what they call them today. They're so short and skimp. I'm not complaining. But in those days, they were bloomers. They were bloomy. They weren't tight against the skin, just tight where they had to hold up in position. And they were kind of funny. I think there was a similar bathing suit setup, one-piece bathing suit. Oh, I don't remember that part, but let's stick with the bloomers. Anyway, there was a big sign on top of the pinned-up bloomers that were probably for an 800-pound person, woman, and they were there probably just for display. But, as I say, very amateurishly presented, but unforgettable. And the man who was in charge of the entrepreneur for that store used to yell out, "10 cents a pair of bloomers," repeatedly. So these were little memories. And other memories include warfare between people who felt that they controlled certain fruits or vegetables, like tomatoes, or maybe onions. And so merchants who disregarded that common belief about control were punished, physically punished. And so there were brawls on occasion at some merchant's place, broad daylight. Oh yeah, no nighttime surprises. And So there were bloody things taking place on occasion. Somehow I never remember police being called. So some of us understand that. And I think nowadays that also could be true in certain areas, in certain businesses. So there were gang wars, and sometimes they piled into the street of areas that were not business areas. And I remember chases going on and things like that. A lot of noise. I think that's enough for nostalgia for today. And I got it off my chest. And those of you who didn't know about what I've just told about, I hope you at least enjoy the experience of hearing it firsthand. Okay? That's about it. I'm signing off. Empathic Sam. Bye.